She caught him. She pinned him up. Guys, this is gonna have to be a part 2 because it said I got maximum storage. She pinned him up. She said, I want you to live with me. He said, ma'am, I cannot. And he ran. And back in that time, in the Middle East, they wore robes. So she would left holding his robe. So what she did to save embarrassment, she said he raped her. So they sent him to jail. This young man, who was born to lead, who was born to reign, who was born to be in charge, not by flexing muscle in the street, not by dropping a bag on somebody, not by sending the shooter, but through love, compassion, integrity, patience, and forgiveness. This man, destiny still got fulfilled. And guys, I keep having to push replay because I got old technology. When he was in jail, it was 2 men who came. One who was guilty, one was innocent. They had dreams. Long story short, Joseph interpreted the dreams for both men. Told one he was going to die and one he'd be restored to his old position. And it went as such. One man was killed. One man went free. And he told the man, look, don't forget me when you get out. The man said, I got you. I ain't going to forget you. The man got out, went on with his life, forgot about him. But the man worked for the Pharaoh of Egypt at the time. And the Pharaoh equivalent to our president. He was his cupbearer. So back in the day, they would drink the drink before the Pharaoh drank it to make sure it wasn't poison. Because if it was poison, he'd die first and the Pharaoh would live. And the Pharaoh had a dream. 2 dreams that represent the same thing. And he had nobody who could interpret them. Long story short, the butler said, it was a young man in prison with me who can interpret dreams, your highness. Pharaoh said, call him up. So they washed Joseph, shaved him, put him on some clothing, took him to the president's house, the Pharaoh. And he interpreted the Pharaoh's dream. And even when he got into the Pharaoh's presence, everybody bowed when the Pharaoh came into the room. Joseph says, sir, I respect you with all my heart, but I cannot bow. Only person I bow to is for my God. Integrity. He told Pharaoh that dream. Pharaoh said, and then he told Pharaoh how to overcome what was happening. It was going to be a famine in the land. He said, you need to find a man who is faithful and can gather all this stuff in during the years of harvest. So when the famine comes, we'll have food in our storehouse that we can eat and won't starve. And the Pharaoh said, Joseph, you that man. So that shows that we as leaders got to have solutions and not just sit around complaining about our situation. We can't always sit around complaining about what our women are doing. We can't sit around complaining about what the government not providing. God will give us our own solutions if we seek him. That will not only help us, but our country too. Our women too. Our children too. And I'm hoping on one of those examples. But what's even better is going to be a whole bunch of more y'all who going to do way more than me. But I'm like Joseph, don't forget about me. Alright? But Pharaoh appointed Joseph and made him like vice president on the spot and gave him a wife. In the movie called Joseph, when he gave him a wife, she was fine too. She was fine, man. And then she asked Joseph, she said, do you think I'm beautiful? Or are you satisfied or something? And Joseph, you know, he was a virgin. This man was so pure. He said, he had to chuckle. He was like, greatly. That's funny to me because I know what he means. Woman, you are beautiful. and not in a thottish way, in a godly way, a heavenly way, a divine way. Royalty. Don't y'all understand y'all royalty? What king go walk around with his pants off his butt? And I'm not knocking you. I'm just saying you're a king. Alright? So that was one. And God gave them 2 children. And he named them one that represented God has taken my burden away. And 2, he's given me a new great life. The next one was Abraham. And I should have did Abraham first. Abraham was an older man. Him and his wife was past the age of having children. But God came to him in a dream and said, I'm going to give you kids. It said Abraham had nothing to rely on but believing in God. And God accounted Abraham's belief in him as righteousness. And because Abraham believed in God, God even called Abraham a friend. Imagine your best friend being God. And Abraham, he was rich. I think he had over 300 workers for him. Because God had blessed him. So long story short, Abraham, his wife didn't believe that God was going to use her to have kids. So she got her assistant. It was a slave girl at the time, but modern day times, think of it as an assistant, to sleep with Abraham as a surrogate mom. But he slept with her, got her pregnant, and they had a kid named Ishmael. But God said the promise was going to come through you and your wife. Why did God choose his wife, who was also past childbearing age with him? Because a lot of times, gentlemen, I know we get women who just show up and want to hop in for the ride, but they really don't build with you. They'll say it. I cook for him. They cook 1 meal out of 2 years. I clean for him. So, trust me, I understand what you're going through. But it is going to be times to where you got somebody who with you. She'll cook for you consistently. She'll pick you up and take you to work if you ain't got no car. Man, you got chicks up down there, you be buying you stuff you know you ain't supposed to be doing. That woman deserved. She deserves, because she done earned it. She deserved the best from you. So don't give her the trash can of a life. An illegal life, an immoral life, a lackadaisical life, an in-debt life. Give her the best you can and ask God to help you to get it. But anyway, I think it was 12, 13 years later, God allowed Sarah to have a child. Her and Abraham. Because she was with that man. Because she loved that man for who he was, not just what he had. Even the Pharaoh during that time, say the president during that time wanted to sleep with her, she didn't. Because she loved him so much. If you got a woman who will turn down other dudes, and you would know because when y'all out, you got someone who gonna be eyeballing everybody, trying to flirt with everybody, you will kind of know that. But you got one who kind of keep her peace. She ain't trying to get attention. She, you know, she for you. Though that's an indication. Bro, we gotta get him a chance. I mean a fair chance, a one-on-one chance. And not be sleeping with our assistant. Or the girl next door. Or a shot across town. Or a little shorty with the big butt, yo. Yo. No. Because we reap what we sow. So if we doing that stuff, eventually one day, it's going to come back to us. And then it's going to be hard to swallow. It's going to be hard to handle. So lead with faithfulness. And the last one. No, I got two more, then I'm done. A man named, who was this? I forgot his name. But this was the story. Man, Lord, help me remember his name. This man was a prophet. So this day we can say he was a preacher or a motivational speaker. Or just say he married you. And God told him to marry a prostitute. Lord, please remember his name. I think it was Amos. Anyway, God told this man to marry a prostitute. And he married her. And some people believe he married her and she already had children. So you know how we don't like they single moms. Because that is a whole different dynamic. And most time it ain't beneficial for the step parent. But sometimes people sacrifice and do it. And have to tell them that that's their choice. But he married this woman. And he out preaching about God. And she out sleeping around for money. Do your fooling around. But God had told him to marry her as a representation. God said, my people, which if we would say today, us, y'all living like 3 or 4s. Y'all living like 3 or 4s. But even though y'all living like 3 or 4s, this God talking, I'm still here for you. I still love you. I still ain't gonna leave you. I still ain't gonna turn my back on you. I still want to save you. I still want to help you. I'm committed to you to the end. So that's why God told, I think it was Amos, to marry her. And guys, if I got the name wrong, please correct me in the comments. And push like too if you like it. I don't like asking for it, but man, it is like, I get 3-4 views. I be wanting y'all to see this stuff. Hope we want people to see this. Hopefully it'll help. But she got sold. And one day they was finna sell her off again. But this man went down to the 3 or 4 auction and bought this woman back. The same woman. This man married the woman with children already. And she got the nerve, the audacity, they said the gall to be sleeping around on this man. She probably had to hit the wall, as y'all say. But he went and bought her back because he loved her and because he was being obedient to God. Not so much trying to please himself. Imagine how much selflessness that takes. How embarrassed that is to know everybody know your wife out there sleeping around with another man babies. Old simp, old sucker, old beta. But had not that man did that, the bloodline of Jesus wouldn't have existed. So to all you so-called people who get called simps and betas, man, I don't like nobody getting taken advantage of. But if you're doing the right thing, according to God, and you're doing it for God's way, man, you're going to take L's and L's and L's. Your heart will be broke. You're going to be physically sick. And I know because I was married to a woman who didn't value me to the extent I thought. And I already had a child. But I don't got no complaints about it. But I know the feeling of feeling unappreciated and like you take on way more than she give you in return. But I felt that was God's call for me at that time. I want to say to y'all, man, God ain't forgot about you. I ain't saying you should take that stuff. I ain't saying what you should do one way or the other. But if you feel that God told you to get with that woman and he wants you to stay with that woman, I don't care what nobody got to say. You do what he told you to do, because you're going to have to answer him. And I'm sorry, I personally don't got the strength to do it. And if you don't stay with him, man, I'm not knocking you. But I'm just saying, you ain't no less than a man. Matter of fact, you stronger than me. You stronger than us. Because it hurt being in love and you getting done wrong. It hurt. But you reap what you sow. And hopefully you get it this life, but if you don't, you definitely get it next life. You will have a great eternity. And I know people go be like, haha, he playing y'all and he pushing the agenda. I'm just telling you what Daddy told us. It's in that Bible, read it for yourself. I just don't want y'all to think y'all less than, because y'all some strong men too. You see, it don't never say how that woman responded. But if she had any kind of a heart, I hope she did. And if she didn't, that's on her. That's her loss. Because she was a phenomenal man. One of the greatest men of love I can think of because of his example. But if she had any heart and treated that man how he deserved to be treated, man, she probably loved that man the rest of her life. Like nobody business. And then, guys, the final example is Jesus Christ. Our big brother. So, you got God, our daddy, and then you got Jesus, our brother. And the Holy Spirit, for people who ask, who is he? He's just our essence. He's our life. He the one who give us swag, the unseen stuff in us. That's the Holy Spirit. So that's why I say God 3 in 1. It ain't God it's saying they so close, they family, they one. Just like how, say you got your dad, and you got a son, y'all one. Or that's the intent. Or mama and daddy and the child, y'all one. Y'all the Robinson family or the Smith family or the Johnson family. That's what they mean. 3 individuals, but they so close, they one. Family, us, family. Black, whites, Hispanics, Latinos, Japanese, Asian, Koreans, Africans, whatever the case. We won. Men, women, we won. Rich, poor, we won. Jesus, who lived in heaven. Heaven is like this place. They say the buildings are made of transparent gold. So imagine this New York City skyline, Brooklyn. Imagine all these buildings see through gold. Even the streets see through gold. The front gate is 12 different levels of different. Each level is a different stone, like diamond, one level, emerald, one level, sardis, one level, topaz, one level, all, and then each gate is one pearl. And I believe it because he gave us little pieces of it here. I believe it. Jesus left that. He left heaven. And not just that. You ever imagine the person who you love the most, who care about you the most in your life. Somebody hurt them. Somebody did them wrong. They done gave this person everything, and you just watching. And this person just dogging that person out who don't love you. You know, that person you'll go kill for. That person you'll die for. And you just watching somebody just dog them. So that's God and humanity, the people dogging him. By sinning. By lying on each other. By mistreating each other. By sleeping around each other. By stabbing each other in the back. By gossiping about each other. By putting each other down. You watching this. And God like, man, even though they doing that, I still love them. But I can't deal with them unless they change. You know how it is. You may love somebody, but they do you wrong. You don't want to deal with them unless they change. After you may do it a couple times, but after a while you go like, man, I'm done with that person unless they change. But they had done so much, the relationship would be on repair. Not from God's part, but from our part. We were like, man, I can use you, I'm gonna keep using you. That's how we do. Jesus said, whoa, Dad, hold up. This how much love he got for us. He could have came down and like, Daddy, just wipe him out. Snap your finger like Thanos. Don't wipe out half, wipe out all of them. And God had got the power to do that. Jesus said, whoa, Daddy. Let me go see if I can change their mind. The person who's doing the wrong. So Jesus came, he was born as a man so we can relate to him. Relationship, relate. He was born so we can relate to him. Not religion, relate. Jesus is about relationship, not religion. That's man stuff, and then people use that so they ain't gotta live according to our daddy ways. But relationship. Jesus came down, saw all the junk we were doing from up there. And he said, look, this is what Daddy want us to do. Just like how Joseph, brothers hated him. How many of us can't stand Christianity? And we blame it on the pastors and the people hypocrites. So are you. Like you ain't sin either. So are you. And so am I. But Daddy is the one hurting from in your actions. So when we gonna get together? So back to it. Jesus came down. And he treated us like his wife. He saw all the junk we was doing. All the slanging. All the trapping. All the jugging. All the hen licks. all the catching bodies, all the stripping, all the scams and credit card frauds, all the pimping, all the 304ing, all the wives who manipulate their husbands and don't do their job, all the husbands who cheat on their wives. He saw all this. All us kids who are disobedient to our parents and adults. I ain't gonna even go into other stuff. But he saw all this stuff. And he came down anyway. Hey guys, Daddy heartbroken. He want us to fix it. Cause he miss us. He want us to do better. And the reason we're doing better, cause we shooting ourselves in the foot by committing sin. So guys, do what we gotta do for Daddy's sake. We gotta stop our sin. We gotta come back together. We gotta love each other. We gotta have compassion for each other. We gotta live in integrity. We gotta be patient towards each other. And we gotta forgive each other, which probably the hardest, so I'm gonna show y'all how to do that. And when he told the people that, the song was like, man, I knew it was a better way. I knew God ain't forgot about us. Show me a small percentage, a very small percentage, looked at it that way. But the majority of the people in the world who are already all about them, it's everybody else's fault. Don't tell me how to live my life. I do what I want to do. If it's happy, it's right. They discarded him. To the point to where they plotted to have him set up to be killed. He went around healing people, which means if my arm was withered, he can say stretch. Now my arm work. If I was blind, he can say now see, and I can see. If I was hungry, he can take a crumb and make it into a meal. If my heart was heavy, he could say, don't worry about it, everything will be all right. And I have instant peace. If I was out here thotting around, he could say, you're better than this. One woman needs you, build with her. One man needs you, build with him. This man who did no sin, not one sin, not two sin and had a good rest of life, did no sin. They plotted and they killed him. One time, because back then, if a woman cheated on her husband, she would be stoned to death. It was a death sentence. Because that's what infidelity do to a relationship. It kills it. So if we saw her and a dude go get killed, it ain't nothing now. Everybody do like it ain't nothing. And then, oh, he wasn't showing me attention. Oh man, I was drunk, man. I ain't mean nothing by it. No. You cheated because you wanted to. Not that man did anything. Maybe he did, but it was still your choice. And it didn't just happen. And man, you cheated because you wanted to. It was our choice. But even still, they caught this lady in the act of cheating. She would get it in. Her and the boy get it in. and they caught him. And they brought her to Jesus because really they were doing anything they can to try to discredit his message of love and reconciliation with our daddy. So if he would have said, kill her, they'd be like, man, see, you ain't nothing but a murderer like us. Huh. And when they brought him, he started writing in the sand. He was humble too. Another characteristic of a great leader. You confident, you sure, but you gotta be humble with it. And they said, Jesus, what do you want us to do with this woman we just caught in adultery? Hoping that they can get him to show his hand to promote death as opposed to forgiveness in life. Another chance, a new start. Name my company. God inspired me. He said, whichever one of y'all ain't never sinned, you can be the one to throw the first stone to help stone to death. And every man had to drop his stone because we all sin. Now, when people say we all sin to come short, ain't nobody perfect. I'm still a work in progress. If people use that excuse to keep doing what they're doing, don't waste your time. And if you want them people, don't waste other people's time. Just say, this how I am, I don't want to change. But if you want to change, that means I did it. I should suffer the consequences of it. But whatever the case may be, I don't want to do it again. That's how it's supposed to be. So those men dropped their stone and had to walk off. And now Jesus and that woman were left by themselves. And Jesus told that woman, what happened to the people who was going to condemn you? Where they at? She said, they gone. And Jesus told her this. Go on with your life, but stop your sinning. Stop your cheating. For that woman, he died. For the ones who brought the stones, he died. He died for. For the ones who had him set up to be killed and ultimately had him killed, he died for. And they was there watching them hanging